We welcome you to R.A. Faginal Hall on the campus of Elmhurst University as we bring you a second round matchup of the NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship as the Blue Jays of Elmhurst University, with an overall mark of 23-6, take on the Sage Hens from Pomona-Pitzer. The Sage Hens with an overall mark of 22-4. And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Mark Kruger. Delighted to have you logged on to BlueJayTV.com. We should be in for one heck of a second round matchup between the Sage Hens and the Blue Jays. Remember, it was 2 years ago. These two teams should have played against each other in the Sweet 16 round of this tournament. But this thing called COVID came into play, and the Sweet 16 round was never played. Neither was the rest of the tournament. So here we are 2 years later, not in a Sweet 16 round, but in a second round matchup between the Sage Hens and the Blue Jays. Both teams winning their respective conference tournament championships to get the automatic bid. The Blue Jays knocking off the Cardinals of North Central College to win the CCIW Conference Championship and getting the automatic bid. Meanwhile, the Sage Hens went 13-2 in the Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. They also winning their conference tournament to get the automatic bid. Both teams played in the opening round of this tournament yesterday here at R.A. Faginal Hall. We hope that you tuned in to BlueJayTV.com. Pomona-Pitzer played from behind for most of the contest yesterday against the University of Northwestern Minnesota Eagles. And the Sage Hens, after rallying from an 11-point first half deficit, won by 67-66. The Sage Hens used a 10-2 run, capped by a three-pointer from Joe Cookson with 45 seconds remaining. Northwestern did get off a last-second shot. However, it grazed off the rim, and the Sage Hens held on to win by 67-66. Meanwhile, Elmhurst started the game yesterday leading 10-0 over the Washington and Jefferson College Presidents, and they never looked back and cruised to a 95-70 victory in their opening round yesterday. Everybody on their feet here at R.A. Faginal Hall as we are getting ready for the playing of our national anthem.
Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at athletes, officials, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe and positive game environment. Respect, it's the name of the game. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you're able and remove your hats to honor America and those who support our freedom at home and abroad. Please join us for the playing of our national anthem.
Another great crowd on hand here at R.A. Faginal Hall. Let us send it down now to the public address announcer, Bruce Hill, for the introduction to the starting lineups. Starting five, both teams with the starting lineups from yesterday. For the Blue Jays, Jake Rohde, Ocean Johnson, Wes Hooker, Levon Thomas, and Jay Militello. Johnson had 22 yesterday. Wes Hooker had 20. Levon Thomas had 15, all 15 in the first half for the Blue Jays. Meanwhile, the Sage Hens will bring out Brendan Mora, Joe Cookson, Matt Eberle, the lone senior in the starting lineup, Pete Boyle, and Johnny King. Boyle and Cookson are both freshmen for head coach Charles Katsiafikis. Coach Katsiafikis in his 35th season as the head coach of the Sage Hens. Meanwhile, John Baines now in his 9th season as the head coach of the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have won 20 or more games now, 4 times under Coach Baines' direction. They've qualified for the NCAA tournament 4 times as well. No head coach in Elmhurst history has reached the 20-win mark as many times as Coach Baines has. Blue Jays in the home white, Sage Hens in the traveling blue. Opening tip won by the Blue Jays, and it goes off the left foot of Jake Rohde, so the Blue Jays turn it over on its first possession. Blue Jays average 82 points per game. The Sage Hens 78 points per game. Your officials tonight, Dylan Brasher, Bob Franklin, and Eric Dust. First possession of the night for the Sage Hens. Brendan Mora gives it to Boyle. Cookson, he had the game-winning 3 last night with 45 seconds to play for the Sage Hens in the 1-point win over the Eagles. 3-ball attempt by Boyle is well off the mark. King on the putback and the shot clock violation. A capacity crowd on hand here, at least on the Blue Jays side. The student section standing on its feet. It is a theme of a green out, with St. Patrick's Day coming up in just a little bit. All the student body, at least most of the student body, wearing green here tonight. A lot of Boston Celtic jerseys. And there's a 3 by Wes Hooker. So Wes Hooker is picking up where he left off from last night. Wes had 20 points last night, 14 of his 20 last night coming in the second half. Here's King down low, and it's an offensive foul. Wes Hooker taking the charge. Johnny King with the offensive foul. So Wes Hooker buries the 3 at one end, and at the other end he takes a charge. Levon Thomas had a big start to the game yesterday. He scored the game's first 7 points. Talking to Coach Baines before the ball game, they're trying to get Levon going early here tonight. That 3 is off by Rohde. Rebound by Brendan Mora. Mora had a big game last night for the Sage Hens, had 15 points. Driving to the hoop with a block and a foul. Levon Thomas is going to pick up the foul. And for Levon, that's his first. So that'll put Matt Eberle to the line. Eberle with a 21-point performance last night for the Sage Hens. Leaves that one short. Sage Hens have won 17 of the last 18 games. They're coming into tonight riding a 10-game winning streak. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays have won 11 of their last 12. Eberle goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Interesting that one loss for the Blue Jays, it was a home loss. It was the Blue Jays' only home loss of the season, coming on February 16th against the Big Blue of Milliken. The Blue Jays led by 10 against Milliken at the half, but got outscored by 20 in the second half. That's been the Blue Jays' only loss here at R.A. Fagan Hall all season long. That three by Ocean Johnson is off. 3-1 Blue Jays. A little over 2 minutes gone by here in the first half. Glad to have you logged on to BlueJayTV.com. Inside to King. King with one dribble to the reverse, no good. Offensive rebound, Mora. He lost it to Johnson. Jay Militello quickly in the attack. Jay out to Rhodey in the corner. Good closeout by the Sage Hens defensively. Rhodey drops it off to Johnson, off the glass, too strong. King had the rebound and lost it, but into the hands of Eberle. Very young Sage Hens team as the drive off the glass, one-handed by Pete Boyle. Pete Boyle, one of 8 freshmen on the roster for the Sage Hens. So the future certainly looks bright for Pomona-Pitzer. We're tied at 3. Rhodey down low, he goes off the glass. First points of the game for Jake Rhodey. He is the leading scorer for the Blue Jays, averaging over 17 a game. Matthew Eberle averaging nearly 18 points per game for the Sage Hens. Eberle driving baseline, got cut off by Militello. And a whistle and a foul. Jonathan Zapinski, the junior Texan, the big fella coming into the game for the Blue Jays, and into the game for the Sage Hens is another freshman, Ty Bergman. Foul was on Wes Hooker. That is Wes's first personal foul. Jonathan Zapinski, he led the CCIW in blocked shots this season. He also holds a 3.96 grade point average. Beautiful move by Brendan Moore. That's what he likes to do. He likes to take it to the hoop. And he finished nicely with the left hand, and we're tied at 5. Next dead ball will have immediate timeout here. Under the 16-minute mark. Here's Ocean Johnson handling the ball. 10 to shoot. Hooker. Front of the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound. Militello has it. And a new 20 on the shot clock. Rhodey from deep. That's no good. Mora got the rebound. Blue Jays are allowing 69 points per game. Meanwhile, the Sage Hens allowing 68 points per game. Step back 3, Cooks in. Front of the rim, no. Look at Ocean Johnson get up and get the rebound for the Blue Jays. Jay picking up his dribble. Ocean Johnson for 3. Back of the iron, no good. Rebound to Boyle. Tied at 5. Steal by Jake Rhodey in the lay-in. Rhodey's layup gives the Blue Jays a 2-point advantage, 7-5. Cookson takes a tough shot, no good, but the putback is there by Ty Bergman. Bergman came off the bench yesterday nicely for the Sage Hens, had 8 points. Good drive that time, no good. Here come the Sage Hens, tied at 7. 14:36 remaining. 3-ball attempt by Mora, it's good. Brendan Mora breaks the tie, and the Sage Hens lead it by 3. 10-7. Rhodey, they got a switch now. Boyle is on him. Jake into the corner, intended for Militello, and it's going to go to the Sage Hens. Timeout on the floor here. We'll take a timeout here as well. 14 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. It's the Sage Hens from Pomona-Pitzer leading the Blue Jays 10-7. You're logged on to BlueJayTV.com.
You just might end up making the world a better place. But first, you have to discover who you are and what you can learn from others. To do that, you have to seek out teachers and mentors who will help you identify your goals and challenge you to go after them. Before you can do that, you have to find a community that welcomes and supports you. A place where you can learn, a place where you can thrive. Before you can do that, you must have motivation and desire to improve your mind, your soul, your circumstances. To ignite that desire, you must find your potential. We'll help you discover your potential once you discover us. Elmhurst University.
Welcome back to R.A. Fagnall Hall on the campus of Elmhurst University. 14 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in this first half. Second round battle, Sage Hens and the Blue Jays. A couple of birds battling it out. A Sage Hen, I believe, is more of a game bird, as that 3 by Peyton Malarkey is off. Sage Hen is basically a large grouse. Not that I'm an expert at birds, but just so you know. By the way, the Blue Jays wearing their home white uniforms for the second day in a row. Rhodey for a 3-ball back of the iron, it's no good. Rebound pulled down by Mora. I want to know who did the laundry for the Blue Jays, because 2 days in a row they had to wear their home white uniforms, and whoever did the laundry and pressed the uniforms, they're looking good. Zapinski with the rebound. Sage Hens in the traveling blue uniforms with the white numbers and the orange stripes along the side of the uniforms. Dom Jenko into the game now also for John Baines. Here is Dominic. Jenko on the drive, has his shot blocked, but he was fouled. Tell you, Dom has really worked on his game. We know what kind of a shooter he is. He's an excellent mid-range jumper, but he really has worked hard on doing what he did just then, and that is taking it strong to the hoop. And he'll get rewarded with a couple of free throws. Malarkey, by the way, picking up the foul, and Dom, one of the better free throw shooters on this Blue Jays team, rattles in the first. He'll have one more. Mark Kruger, along with our producer, director, engineer, audio coordinator, and the young lady in charge of keeping me in track, Ashley Liljeberg. Coming to you from R.A. Fagnall Hall. Ashley, by the way, a junior here at Elmhurst University. She's a member of the Elmhurst University Pom Squad. They will be performing at halftime. Ashley, as the drive by Mora is no good, but he was fouled. Foul will be on Jonathan Zapinski, his first. Take another look at the drive. Jonathan with some body contact there, but unfortunately, Ashley will not be performing, as she is up here providing you with all the great video that you see here on BlueJayTV.com. So we thank her for her efforts. Hunter Merritt into the game. Wes Hooker returns for the Blue Jays. Also into the game, Owen Adalovich, another freshman for the Sage Hens, is into the game. Mora Mora goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Bryce Drews into the game. He got the rebound. Drews had a nice game last night for the Blue Jays. Had 7 points. Good all-around game. Janko from 17, yes. Well, I hope the Sagehens leave him open all night long because he will not miss from there. We're tied at 11. Good game here. Cookson. His 3 won't go. Good rebound by Drews. Oh, but they're saying that he went over the back. Bryce Drews, yeah, let's take another look at it here. Thank you, Ashley. There's the shot. Watch 35. Well, I mean, he couldn't really tell the angle, but the official was there to make the call. So Bryce Drews picks up the foul, his first. It's the 4th team foul for the Blue Jays here in this first half. 2 team fouls for the Sagehens. 3 ball by Malarkey is well off to the left. Loose ball, Mora got it. Good hustle play by Brendan Mora. Mora will take the 3 and he'll hit. Second 3 of the night for Brendan Mora. He's got 9. Sagehens by 3. Drews fires up a triple himself, back of the iron, no good. Malarkey getting the rebound. Sagehens with the ball, leading by 3. Under 12 minutes to go. We'll have another timeout here at the next whistle. Three ball attempt by Adalovich. And now here's Janko. Blue Jays with a triple can tie it up here. Hunter Merritt, a good perimeter shooter. Here's a 3 for the tie. That's no good by Hooker. Tapped around, and a foul will be called on Jonathan Zapinski. And for Jonathan, that's going to be his 2nd. So Militello comes back in. Levon Thomas quickly off the bench for John Baines as we have a timeout here on the floor here in Elmhurst. We'll take one as well. 11 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. The Sagehens leading by 3, 14-11. You're logged on to BlueJayTV.com.
For nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
Back to R.A. Fagnall Hall. Shooting for both teams to start this game. Pomona-Pitzer 5 of 14 for 36%. The Blue Jays just 4 of 14 for 29% shooting to start the game. There's a 3 ball by Matthew Eberle. Matthew is a senior. He's got 4 points now, and it is now a 17-11 lead for the Sagehens. Hooker's 3 is short. He gets it back, though. Long rebound. New 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays got off to that hot start last night. Hunter Merritt for 3. It's no good. Another strong rebound by Mora. Boy, Brendan Mora having another strong game here tonight. Cookson holding here on the near side. Now he dribbles to the top. Flips it over to Mora. Mora guarded by Militello into the lane, and an offensive foul on Brendan Mora. Mora can't believe it. Watch the drive. Good job by Militello. Yeah, he kind of, with his right elbow there, he tried to create some space, and in the process committed the offensive foul. Well, on the scoreboard, they have the foul on Johnny King. So, all right, we'll go with that. King with his second. But it looked like it was an offensive foul on Mora. In any event, the Blue Jays have the ball, trailing by 6. Drop pass nicely for Levon. He goes up with it strong, and he was fouled. Foul is going to be on Ty Bergman, his first. Boy, that's something that the Blue Jays can do. They need to get the ball inside to Levon Thomas. He's got such a big body. Create some space and get the layup opportunities. Levon hits the free throw. Levon made the first 7 points of the game last night. He's got his first point here tonight. Second one is back of the iron, no good. Ocean Johnson, though, gets the rebound. 17-12. Janko, turn around, back of the iron, no good. Rebound to Boyle. Boy, the Blue Jays are getting good shots. They're just not falling. But they will. Boyle holding, guarded by Janko. Up top is Cookson. Eberle, he'll launch the triple. He'll hit it. Matthew Eberle, his second from downtown. Eberle, a 6'5" senior from Los Altos, California. Hot start for him. Thomas from the free throw line, yes. Nice flash by Levon Thomas to the open spot on the floor. And Levon now is trying to pump up his teammates. 6-point lead for the Sagehens. Knocked away by Levon. Boyle got it back. Boyle now guarded by Jinko. Boyle's turn, shoots no. Thomas with the rebound. Off to Rhodey. Rhodey, the all-time leading scorer in the history of Blue Jay basketball. Had it shot partially blocked by Bergman. He's also the leader in assists for a career here at Elmhurst. 3-ball, Cookson. Grazes the front of the rim, no good. Rebound to Thomas. Here's Jay Militello now quickly in the front court. Bounce pass to Thomas. Levon for 3. Rebound again by Bergman. (20-14) Sagehens. Another 3 by Mora off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound Cookson, and he was fouled. A reach in by Jake Rhodey, and for Jake, it's his first. The Blue Jay crowd not liking the call. 3 teams from the CCIW made it to the tournament. The Blue Jays got the automatic bid by winning the CCIW Conference Tournament. Boy, another 3 by Matthew Eberle. His third from downtown, he's got 10. Wheaton and Illinois Wesleyan getting at-large bids. The other 2 teams from the CCIW, both of those teams winning their first-round games. Wheaton a 2-point win over Hope, and Illinois Wesleyan defeating Franklin 73-55. So the 3 CCIW teams went 3-0 in the opening round. Rhodey's shot was no good. Drive by Bergman and a foul on Thomas. And for Levon, he's not happy, but Thomas picks up his second foul of the game. And we'll take a timeout here. 7:32 remaining. 23-14 Sagehens. You are logged on to BlueJayTV.com. So
you just might end up making the world a better place. But first, you have to discover who you are and what you can learn from others. To do that, you have to seek out teachers and mentors who will help you identify your goals and challenge you to go after them. Before you can do that, you have to find a community that welcomes and supports you. A place where you can learn. A place where you can thrive. Before you can do that, you must have motivation and desire to improve your mind, your soul, your circumstances. To ignite that desire, you must find your potential. We'll help you discover your potential once you discover us. Elmhurst University.
And we welcome you back here to R.A. Faginal Hall. Second round matchup, Sage Hens and the Blue Jays. Getting the kind roll is Ty Bergman. He is at the line shooting 2 after the foul by Levon Thomas. 10-point lead for the Sage Hens, their biggest lead of the night. Second free throw also good by Bergman. Substitution, Hayden Moser, sophomore, into the game for the Sage Hens. The winner of this game, by the way, will move on to the Sweet 16 round, which will be played next weekend. They'll play the winner of the Wisconsin-Platteville-Calvin game. Wisconsin-Platteville won its tournament opener, knocking off Marion of Wisconsin 76-59. Meanwhile, Calvin defeated St. John's of Minnesota 77-71. The times and the date of next weekend's Sweet 16 game won't be determined until tomorrow night. There's the reach in on Joe Cookson, his first. You can check NCAA.com tomorrow night. They'll have the pairings and the dates and the times for the Sweet 16 games, which will be played next weekend. Rhodey in the corner, 6 on the shot clock. Rhodey passes it off to Ocean Johnson. His 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound Cookson. Johnson took that shot with 2 seconds of the shot clock. Eberle on the drive. Eberle won't go. Tapped around, finally in the hands of Johnson. Here's Janko. The Blue Jays are just 1 of 15 now from behind the arc. Hunter Merritt. Now here's Rhodey. Guarded by Cookson. Rhodey, way deep, top of the key, no good. Rebound taken down by Moser. 25-14 in favor of the Sage Hens. Popping up top here is Moser. Moser guarded by Merritt. Shot clock down to 8. 3-ball, Eberle. Yes. My, oh my. Matthew Eberle with his 4th triple of the night. He's got 13. He is the game high scorer, and a timeout taken by John Baines. He wants a 30-second timeout here. He wants to stop the bleeding. A 2-touchdown lead here for the Sage Hens as they have doubled up on the Blue Jays 28-14. Wow. The Blue Jays in this game are shooting just 22% from the field. They are 5 of 23 from the field. Meanwhile, the Sage Hens are shooting 41% from the field. They're 9 of 22 from the field. So let's hope that the Blue Jays can get back on track here. Last night against the Washington and Jefferson College team, the Blue Jays shot 49% for the game. They were 36 of 73. In the first half, the Blue Jays shot 56% from the field. There's a bucket by Levon Thomas. Ocean Johnson, who had 22 points last night, he has yet to score tonight for the Blue Jays. Boyle, he'll launch a 3. It's no good, but he was fouled, and Dom Jinko pleading his case to the official. Dom's going to pick up the foul. Not a good foul, as he fouls behind the arc, so that's going to give Boyle 3 free throws here. Sage Hens are now 5 of 7 from the foul line here in the first half. Blue Jays are 3 of 4 from the foul line. 2nd of 3 for Boyle, rattling in and out. So Pete will have one more. King and Cookson have yet to score for the Sage Hens out of the starting 5. So Boyle misses 2 of 3, 29-16. Let's see if the Blue Jays can go into the locker room with just a single-digit deficit here. They trail by 13 and a drive by Rhodey, and a foul will be called here against Moser, his first. It's the 6th team foul. The Blue Jays are over the limit. Sage Hens with 6 team fouls. Rhodey to inbound, gets it into Jaco in the corner. His 3 is way off. Boyle got the rebound. So the Blue Jays continue to struggle from behind the arc tonight. Mora into the lane, spins on Militello, brings it out. Mosier had the open 3. Spins, turns in the lane, jumps, no good. Rebound, Jay Militello, ahead to Hooker. West doesn't have the advantage, flips it to Jaco. Jaco, nice pass to Thomas from the elbow. His shot is off to the right. Boyle with the rebound. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Mora flips it off to Moser. Moser guarded by Rhodey. Now it's Boyle. Eberle, turnaround jumper is good. Man, oh man. Eberle doesn't miss. He's got 14 points. Check that, 15 points for Eberle. We are at the 4-minute mark. 31-16 from the elbow. Militello's shot is no good. And Mora gets the rebound. Boy, the Sage Hens are playing awful well here tonight. Combine that with the fact that the Blue Jays just not shooting the ball well, and the result is a 31-16 advantage for the Sage Hens here. Driving lay-in is good by Moser. Hayden's first 2 points of the game. And it's 33-16 Sage Hens. Hooker driving, kicks it out. Nice closeout defensively by Eberle on Rhodey. Jake, a deep 3. He hits. Big bucket by Jake Rhodey. And it's 33-19. 14-point lead for the Sage Hens. We're under 3 minutes to go. King up top, gives it to Mora. Mora guarded by Militello, it goes out of bounds. Jay holding his left shoulder. Hopefully he can just shake that one off. Timeout on the floor here. We'll take one as well. 2:49 left to play in the first half. Sage Hens lead at 33-19. You're logged on to BlueJayTV.com.
For nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
Welcome back. 2:49 left to play here in this first round. Second round matchup, in this first half, I should say. Blue Jays and the Sagehens. The winner of this game will move on to the Sweet 16 for the second time in the last 3 years, no matter who wins. Nice drive in the lane that time by Peyton Malarkey. Peyton's first 2 points of the game. As I mentioned earlier, these two teams were supposed to play in the Sweet 16 round 2 years ago. But the game and the rest of the tournament got canceled because of COVID. Shot by Thomas, no good, hit the back of the iron. Seems like a lot of the shots by the Blue Jays are coming up too long, too strong off the back of the iron. Blocked by Thomas. Blue Jays on the attack here, trailing by 16. Rhodey got bumped. Shot no good. Malarkey's going to get called for the foul. And for Peyton, it's his second. And that'll bring Rhodey to the line, one of the better free throw shooters on the Blue Jays squad. Rhodey with 7 points so far tonight. So technically, you're defending national champs, University of Wisconsin Oshkosh, as Rhodey hits the free throw. Oshkosh won its opening round matchup in the tournament, knocking off Blackburn 92-74. Second free throw for Jake. Back down to a 14-point lead for the Sagehens. 35-21. 2-minute warning here from R.A. Fagnall Hall in Elmhurst. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the first half. That three ball is good by Malarkey. That is the 7th made three ball by the Sagehens. 4 by Eberly, 2 by Mora, and now 1 by Malarkey. Inside of the layup by Jonathan Zapinski. The Blue Jays have 2 triples, 1 by Hooker and 1 by Rhodey. 38-23. Sagehens with the lead. Malarkey dribbling it up top. Here's Mora. 10 to shoot. Into the corner. Malarkey for 3. No. Offensive rebound, and the putback is good by Mora. 11 now for Brendan Mora. And it's 40-23. Rhodey for 3. Yes. So Jake Rhodey looks like he's starting to heat up. Perhaps Jake can put his team on his shoulders in the second half. A dozen for Rhodey tonight. And it's 40-26. Again, the lead is 14 for the Sagehens. And it goes off the leg of Mora. 7-second differential as Boyle sprints to the scorer's table. He's back in for Malarkey. 37 seconds to go in the half. 30 seconds on the shot clock for the Blue Jays. Boyle, 5 different Blue Jays have scored here in the first half. Of course, a very balanced, well-rounded offensive unit. Just not falling here in the first half. Let's hope that can change in the second half. Shot clock down to 10. Drews. Now it's Ocean Johnson. 2 on the shot clock. Ocean has to get it off. It will not go. Cookson with the rebound. 3 seconds to go in the half. Mora, can he get it up? No. 20 minutes in the books in this second round matchup here from R.A. Fagnall Hall. The Blue Jays putting up just 26 points here in the first half. Find themselves trailing by 14 to the Sagehens, 40-26. First half scoring. Jake Rhodey with 12, Hooker with 3, Levon Thomas with 5, Dom Jinko with 4, and Jonathan Sapinski with 2 points. For the Sagehens, Mora with 11, Matt Eberly with 15, Boyle with 3, Malarkey with 5, Moser with 2, and Bergman with 4. Those are your first half scoring leaders, and now the Elmhurst University Pom Squad coming out onto the court. Please enjoy. Nicely done by the Elmhurst University Pom Squad. We'll take a break. We are at the half of this second round matchup. It's the Sage Hens of Pomona-Pitzer leading the Blue Jays of Elmhurst University 40-26. You're logged on to BlueJayTV.com.
We know that going to college is a huge investment. You put your trust and time in Elmhurst University, and we do the same. You invest in us, and we invest in you.
Your story begins as we welcome you to Elmhurst University. From your first day of orientation, our focus is getting you acclimated to college life and making you a part of the Elmhurst community.
Definitely Elmhurst was the one that I fell in love with. Right when you stepped on campus, it was a nice environment. It just felt like home.
The goal of first year seminar is to make the transition from high school to college as smooth as possible. It's an instantaneous way to have a niche at Elmhurst.
A lot of times there's that doubt that I don't know if I can make it here. I don't know if I'm meant to be here. I feel it is our role as an institution to get those doubts out of their mind the second they are on this campus.
Once you've started classes, our responsibility is to support you both personally and academically.
Your faculty and your staff who are here and committed to your success are going to be walking with you on that journey, providing both the challenge and the support for you along that way.
I changed my major about 5 times, and so I really needed someone there to help me through it, help me pick out new classes, to help me make sure that I graduate on time.
So they support us academically, but they're also interested in our lives as a whole individual. For example, when I was applying for the Fulbright, they were more than willing and super supportive.
Along with supporting you, our job is to make sure you challenge yourself in order to make the most of your experience.
When the students, especially in computer science, go out into related fields, they're going to be confronted with adapting to new environments, new technologies, and we try to challenge them in the classroom to adapt, to learn how to learn.
I've had teachers go to me and say, like, I think you'd be interested in research, so they introduced me to some professors, and I've been doing research now for 3 semesters. It taught me a lot about myself, definitely, and about the way I adapt to different situations.
I think we all learn best when we're a little bit scared, a little bit on the edge. I really believe that the things that are beyond the typical, experiencing undergraduate research, studying abroad, having a quality internship, some of those things are going to be most memorable and meaningful and really impactful for them.
As your academic journey at Elmhurst comes to an end, our relationship reaches a crucial point as we launch you into the next phase of your life.
Elmhurst is a liberal arts college that aims at creating educated citizens, and that's not a process that just takes 4 years or 2 years. We're invested in these students. We give our kind of heart and soul to them while they're here, and so we care if they succeed once they leave.
When students go on to graduate and go on to live amazing lives and do things personally and professionally, their fingerprints are still all over this institution in a way that helped us to become a better sense of who we are and who we as an institution want to be in the world.
We don't at Elmhurst tell students what to think, but we try to teach them how to engage with their own values to become better citizens of this country, of this world.
And that makes me proud to be a part of the community of Elmhurst.
I'm confident in our graduates because I know we've prepared them both personally and professionally. We love to see them fly the nest and flourish.
My name is Michael. I'm a senior here. I study special education, and I'm a first-generation college student.
My name is Lauren Berryhill. I'm a junior, and I'm a music education major.
My name is Sarah Jean Dickey. I am a double major in mathematics and computer science with a minor in Spanish, and I'm a senior.
My name is Raniel Morales. I'm a freshman, and I'm a psychology major.
I transferred to Elmhurst because I like the small class sizes, and I really value that professor-student relationship that I knew that I was going to get here.
When I was looking at other colleges, it just didn't feel like people cared and wanted you there the same way that when you came to Elmhurst. They just really wanted you to be there and to learn and grow, and I felt like I would be comfortable coming here, but also be pushed in so many ways to grow and become better.
I already knew some people who went here, and I'd visit a couple of times just to hang out with them. I just really liked being around them and being here. And the campus itself is absolutely beautiful.
My sister did go to school here as well. I kind of already knew the campus a little bit, knew it was a great school. I'm glad I chose Elmhurst because it was probably the best place for me, and it was the best monetary decision as well.
When I first transferred, I lived in apartments, but now I live in Stanger, and I really couldn't picture it any other way. Like, I love being on campus. There's just something about rolling out of bed and going to class that I love.
I started out in Schick my freshman year here. I moved to Niebuhr halfway through. I lived in Schick my sophomore year as well, and I've been living in an on-campus house on Myrtle for the past 2 years, and I love it there.
I've actually only lived in Cureton Hall all 3 years. I really could stay there my 4th year and be fine.
I love the community that it brought, that you were one room away from your friends, you were eating dinner on campus together almost every night, and just that there were different opportunities within the residence halls.
A day in the life is pretty hectic. Most music ed majors, their classes are in the mornings and then their ensembles are in the afternoon. So I'm pretty much boom, 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 thing to thing to thing.
I'm a morning person, so whether I have class in the morning or not, I like to wake up a little bit on the earlier side.
So I'd wake up at 5:30, practice, eat breakfast quickly, go to my 9 a.m.
Probably have class till around noon. And depending on the day, I'll probably head out to the local middle school to take some time with my students there, go to the library to do some homework, and then I also work at the library.
Get out of class, go home, change, go directly to work.
I'll usually have work later in the afternoon, and then eat dinner, maybe do some more homework, watch a movie.
Get a dinner or some snacks at the Roost, and then head back to my dorm to do some homework and head to bed.
Usually I spend time with my friends at night, and that's when I get to catch up on what's going on.
My favorite place on campus is on the 3rd floor of the education department. It's the best place to study with the best view.
I have 2 favorite places on campus. One is my house, but I also love the conference room in Daniels.
My favorite place would be the cafeteria.
Sitting in Founders, I love to sit at one of those tables and do homework. You can be in there to have fun, you can be in there to study, and the vibe can be whatever you want it to be.
Out of the 4 classes that I took this past semester, my favorite class was acting. The professor was Dr. Tony Noyce. He is such a character, He's so awesome to be around. It was such a fun experience.
And my favorite class was probably linear algebra with Dr. Crawford. It was part theory and part computation, which I really liked how it pulled those two concepts together. And Dr. Crawford is just an amazing teacher. I've had her almost every semester since I've been here.
Post-colonial theory with Dr. Janice Lively, and that class had me thinking about it like all day.
Music theory class, which is probably an interesting choice because it was at 8 a.m. every single day my freshman year, both semesters, which no one likes 8 a.m.s in college. My professor, Mr. Streeter, is incredible, and my class became more of a community than anything. It was a really nice way to come into college, and honestly, my best friends came out of that class.
One of my favorite activities is the honors program. I've been involved with it all 4 years that I've been on campus here. I'm also involved in Alpha Phi Omega here on campus. You do a lot of service in the community. You get to build relationships with people in the organization, and you get to do a lot of leadership activities.
I've been involved in lots of student groups on campus, all the choral ensembles, the vocal ensembles, and I loved being in late night blues, vocal jazz. We just had a lot of fun and really bonded with each other. I'm also a member of Phi Mu. It's a really fun way to meet people, but also to give back to others that need it.
My favorite organizations that I've been a part of is definitely the Black Student Union, because I really like what they're doing for the campus overall and the social justice issues that they're pursuing on campus.
I'm pretty much just involved with running. I'm really proud to be a Blue Jay because it's an amazing community. Blue also looks really nice when we're running, so it's awesome.
Love being a student ambassador in the Office of Admissions. It's really great because I get to give tours to all these potential students, whether they're first years or transfers.
I'm a CA for the ELSA students, which basically means that I live in the dorms that they also live in to provide any extra support that they might need. And I'm really proud to be part of this program, especially because it's one of the few in the country. And it's awesome because I work with students with disabilities in classrooms, and they always ask me, oh, can I go to Elmhurst? And I can say confidently, yes, you can go to Elmhurst.
When I cross the stage at graduation, I'll be most proud of all the research that I've done. I didn't come into college with the intention to do that. I fell in love with the idea of research and the process of doing research.
It's just incredible to look back and think that Elmhurst has done so much for me already, and I think that's what I'll be most proud of, to think just who I've become and who I want to be still.
I think what I would remember most fondly are obviously my friends that I've made.
Making memories with those friends in really interesting places that normally wouldn't be so exciting, but they are because you love each other and you get to know each other so well.
Between the professors and the friends that I've made, I think that will stay with me the rest of my life.
People who give back to Elmhurst, you're not only helping me, you're helping my family grow as well. Me graduating college and being the first one to graduate means that hopefully others in my family, like my nephews and nieces, can see that and want to come to a school like Elmhurst.
So when you give money to Elmhurst, you're giving these students the experience of a lifetime and the ability to become who they're meant to be.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to change our lives.
Just about ready to get the second half underway here. Mark Kruger, delighted to have you with us. 40-26. There you see the score. Pomona-Pitzer with the lead. The Blue Jays in that first half shooting just 25%. Sage Hens 44%. What a first half by Matthew Eberly, the senior for the Sage Hens. He was 5 of 6 from the field, 4 for 4 from behind the arc. and 1 of 2 from the foul line. He ended up with 15 first half points. Brendan Mora had 11. Leading scorer for the Blue Jays, Jake Rohde. He hit a couple of threes. He ended up with 12 first half points for the Blue Jays. Elmhurst ranked number 16 in the country, according to the latest D3Hoops.com poll. It is a green out theme here at R.A. Faginal Hall. The student body all decked out in green with St. Patrick's Day coming up in just a little bit. Let's see if the Blue Jays can get a little luck of the Irish here in the second half and fight their way back into this thing. Ty Bergman in the starting lineup here to start the second half for the Sage Hens. Cookson spins, puts up a tough shot, short. Thomas got the rebound and flipped it to Jay. Here's Rohde. First possession of the second half for the Blue Jays. Rohde drops it off nicely. Thomas with the left hand. Great start to the second half for the Blue Jays. 40-28. Thomas now with 7. Knocked away, and the steal by Ocean Johnson. Hooker. Thomas drives baseline. Thomas off the glass. No, he got it back. Put back by Levon is no good. And a foul. Whoa, Levon. He is really playing like a man possessed early on here in the second half. You see the head fake a couple of times, and he will come to the line to shoot 2. Boyle with the foul, his first. So Levon Thomas single-handedly trying to get his Blue Jays back into this thing. Second team all-conference performer for Levon Thomas. Towards the end of the year, went over the 1,000-point mark for his career. Hits both free throws, and a 4-0 run to start the second half, and the Blue Jays are only down 10. 18:42 remaining. Mora on the curl, stopped by Militello. Militello on Eberle right now. Oh, he traveled. Eberle can't believe it, but he did drag his pivot foot. Watch it here. Good defense by Militello. You see him drag that foot, and a timeout. 30-second timeout taken by Charles Katsiafikis and the Sage Hens. Nice little surge to start this second half for the Blue Jays as they trail by 10, 40-30. By the way, if you're wondering where Pomona-Pitzer College is located, they're located in Claremont, California. And if you're wondering where Claremont, California is, it's on the eastern edge of Los Angeles County. Suburban city, about 30 miles east of downtown Los Angeles. Champions of the Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. As I mentioned earlier, they have won 17 of the last 18 games coming into the second round matchup. Again, the winner of this game will move on to the Sweet 16 or the sectional round next weekend against the winner of the Wisconsin-Platteville-Calvin game. Again, the dates and times of the Sweet 16 game will not be ready until tomorrow night. Thomas, guarded by the freshman Bergman. Thomas into the corner, Johnson for 3, yes! Ocean Johnson with his first points of the game and a turnover. Thomas with the steal. Blue Jays with the ball down 7. Oh, I thought Levon was going to take that. Instead, from 18, no. Rebound Mora. A 7-0 run by the Blue Jays to start the second half. Eberle driving, kicking it out into the corner. It's an air ball, but there's a whistle as Thomas goes down. Are they going to call Levon with the foul? Yes. Take another look at it. Watch down low. Boy, Levon is the one who went down. And Levon is going to come out of the game because that's his 3rd foul. Boy, that is a big, big play right there. Blue Jays need Thomas in the game, but he comes out at the 17:37 mark with the 3 fouls. To 33. Cookson driving into the lane, kicks it out to Boyle. Back to Cookson, 8 on the shot clock. Cookson leans in and hits. Joe Cookson with his first 2 points of the game, and that ends the 7-0 run by the Blue Jays. 42-33. Hooker drives into the lane over King. He was kind of fading away. Tapped out by Zapinski. Johnson for 3, no. Zapinski tapped it again, but it was King that got the loose ball. Boyle into the lane, fades, no, but he was fouled. Boy, Pete Boyle, he is a tough matchup. He is 6'8", freshman from Boulder, Colorado, coming to the line to shoot 2. Blue Jay foul was on Jay Militello, his first. Back of the iron, no good for Boyle. Boyle is just 1 of 4 from the foul line tonight. Second free throw is good. 43-33. The lead is 10 for the Sagehens. Rhodey, top of the key. Popping out is Johnson. Back to Rhodey. Plenty of time, 10 on the shot clock. Johnson for 3. Yes! Osha Johnson back-to-back threes from the left corner. And the Blue Jays are within 7. 43-36. Inside to King. Turns, may have traveled, and he did. King on the pivot move. He was going to go with the left-handed hook. Watch it here. And he took that extra step and traveled. Good call. Blue Jays with the ball, trailing by 7. They have never led in this game. Johnson faked the 3. Rhodey into the lane. Into the corner. Here's Militello for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Tapped around. And it's finally kicked to Cookson. Cookson into the front court. Now it's Mora. Mora had 11 first half points. Good ball player. Likes to drive. He does it there. Blocked by Zapinski. Jonathan Zapinski, welcome to the block party. Jaco, yeah! Mid-range jumper by Dom Jaco. And the Blue Jays are within 5. 43-38. Johnson on Eberle right now. Mora loses it. Here come the Blue Jays. Jaco in transition. Yeah! And a foul. Listen to this crowd. We'll keep it here, Ashley. Ash, I don't know, can we take another look at that last bucket by Jaco? In transition, Dom Jaco hits the layup, and he was fouled. The foul was on Brendan Mora. And so now, after the timeout here, Jaco will come to the line looking to complete the three-point play. If Jaco can hit the free throw, the Blue Jays would be within 2. Wow. Blue Jays getting it done at the defensive end, creating the pressure, creating some steals. Blue Jays had a 2-on-1 run out. Rhodey with the beautiful pass to Jaco, and Dom with the lay-in, and he was fouled. And that has livened up this crowd here at R.A. Fagnall Hall. Remember, the Blue Jays trailed by 14 at halftime. So Jaco now to the line, looking to complete the three-point play. This to bring the Blue Jays to within 2. Dom can't get it to go. 43-40. Blue Jays have outscored the Sagehens here in the second half, 14-3. And we've got ourselves a ball game here, folks. 3-ball by Malarkey, rimming no. Johnson and Boyle battling for the rebound. Alternate possession going to the Blue Jays. Take another look at the battle for the rebound. The Blue Jays here at home are 13-1. The Sagehens on the road are 9-1. What a game. Well, I guess if you would count yesterday, the Sagehens would be 10-1 on the road, right? Rhodey into the lane, spins, and he gets it to go. 14 for Rhodey, and the Blue Jays are within 1. 16-3 run to start the second half for the Blue Jays. Wow. Blue Jay crowd shouting defense. It is a rejuvenated Blue Jay team, to say the least. Shot clock down to 7. Boyle feints. Oh, Jaco had the block, but he may have gotten the hand of Boyle. Let's take another look at it here. Jaco looked like he got some ball. All right, he may have gotten the arm. Yeah, may have gotten the forearm there of Boyle. So Boyle back to the line. He'll have 2 shots. He's 2 for 5 from the foul line. He rattles that one in. Back into the game for the Sagehens is Ty Bergman. Out goes King. 6 minutes gone by here in the second half. Boyle hits the 2 free throws. The Sagehens with just 1 field goal. That coming by Joe Cookson in this entire second half. It's a 3-point lead, 45-42 in favor of Pomona-Pitzer. Remember, the Blue Jays are doing this with Levon Thomas on the bench with 3 fouls. Rhodey! Jake Rhodey hits the triple, and we're tied at 45. 17 for Jake Rhodey tonight. Mora flips it to Malarkey. 3-ball by Bergman. Rattles in and out. Loose ball to Rhodey. Blue Jays trying to take the lead for the first time tonight. Rhodey into the lane, scoops it up. No. Sapinski with the putback. Jonathan Sapinski's putback, and the Blue Jays lead it by 2. 47-45, 3-ball. Mora's shot is short. Into the hands of Johnson. Ocean to Militello, right back to Ocean. Janko on the drive, kicks it out in the corner. Johnson for three. Zapinski gets the loose ball. Back up top to Rhodey. Shot clock down to 12. Zapinski comes up to set a screen. Rhodey for three. Timeout taken by the Sageheads. Blue Jays by 5, 50-45. 12:22 left. You're logged on to BlueJayTV.com.
You just might end up making the world a better place. But first, you have to discover who you are and what you can learn from others. To do that, you have to seek out teachers and mentors who will help you identify your goals and challenge you to go after them. Before you can do that, you have to find a community that welcomes and supports you. A place where you can learn. A place where you can thrive. Before you can do that, you must have motivation and desire to improve your mind, your soul, your circumstances. To ignite that desire, you must find your potential. We'll help you discover your potential once you discover us. Elmhurst University.
The Blue Jays have outscored the Sagehens 24-5 here in the second half, and Elmhurst leads it by 5, 50-45. Jake Rhodey hit his fourth triple of the game. He's got 20 after the Sagehens timeout. Here's Malarkey with the ball. Gives it off to Cookson. Mora looking. Here's Bergman into the lane. Shot clock down to 8. Cookson from 19, back of the iron, no good. Bergman, though, got the offensive rebound. New 20 on the shot clock. 11:50 left to play. Blue Jays by 5. Shot clock down to 5. Malarkey's pull-up is no good. Mora, though, got the rebound, and he stepped out of bounds. So it'll be Blue Jay basketball. Pete Boyle off the bench here for Coach Katsiafikis. Wow, what a game. Blue Jays down 14 at half. They now find themselves leading by 5. Janko, Rhodey, Zapinski, Johnson, and Militello out on the floor for John Baines. Blue Jays trying for their 24th win of the season. The Sageheads trying for their 23rd win of the season. Nice bounce pass to Zapinski. He can't get it to go, but a whistle and a foul. Jonathan will come to the line here to shoot 2. Foul on Matthew Eberle. Eberle's first. Each team with 3 team fouls here in the second half. Zapinski to shoot 2. Jonathan Zapinski, only a junior. Him and Ocean Johnson will be back next year. 1 of 2 for the line for Zapinski. 6-point lead for the Blue Jays. Levon Thomas at the scorer's table. He'll check in the next dead ball. Boyle inside to Eberle. Eberle on Johnson. Zapinski comes over for another block. Thomas back in. Zapinski comes out. Remember, Thomas left with 17 minutes and 37 seconds left to play in the half with the 3 fouls. He now comes back at the 11:03 mark. Boy, how about Zapinski with a couple of blocks tonight? as I mentioned, led the conference in block shots. Eberle with the half hook. First 2 points of the second half for Matthew. He has 17. 4-point lead for the Blue Jays, 51-47. Here's Janko into the corner. Johnson, he hit a couple of threes from there early on in this half. Rhodey from a deep three, no good. Eberle with the rebound. Matthew will bring it up himself. Eberle into the corner. The three ball is no good by Cookson. Thomas with the rebound. Rhodey into the lane. Militello. Little too strong. Morrow with the rebound. Into the corner is Boyle. Boyle dumping it inside to Eberle. Eberle double teamed. Gets the shot off. No. Johnson with the rebound. Ahead to Rhodey. Whoa, Rhodey tripped and fortunately got himself up off the floor and held his dribble. Seems to me like the Sagehens are getting a little tired right now. Nice bounce pass to Militello. Spins in the lane, puts it up and in. Jays first 2 points of the game. 6-point lead for the Blue Jays. Can Elmhurst wear out this Pomona-Pitzer team? Boyle driving, pulls up, nobody was fouled. Tough assignment for Dom Janko. For Janko, it's his third. Here's another look. Well, we're going to take a look at Boyle shooting 2 free throws here. 4 team fouls for the Blue Jays. 1 more for Boyle. Bryce Drews back into the game for John Baines along with Wes Hooker. Back into the game, Hayden Moser for the Sagehens. Johnny King also returns. Second free throw is good by Boyle. 8 points for Boyle. He's 5 of 6 from the free throw line here in the second half. 4-point lead for Elmhurst. Free throw line, Janko, he'll take that and hit it all night long. Boy, I'm glad the Sagehens are giving him that shot. Like I said, he'll bury that all night long. 10 points now for Dom. Here's King, guarded by Thomas. Boyle for 3. Yes. Pete Boyle buries the triple. He's in double figures. 55-52. What a game. Second round of the NCAA Men's Division III basketball tournament. Levon Thomas tracks down the loose ball. Janko turns into the corner. Drews for 3. Yes. 3 ball by Bryce Drews. Blue Jays back up by 6. 58-52. 3 ball by Moser. No, but Jake fouled him. So Moser will have 3 free throws. Second personal against Jake. Yeah, you see on the closeout, Moser may have given a little Academy Award there as he went down on his backside. I don't know how much contact there was. But Moser will have 3, hits the first. 58-53. It is now a 4-point lead. Sagehens are 8 of 9 from the foul line here in the second half. 58-55 Blue Jays. Rhodey into the lane, loses it. Ball is loose. 3 ball, Hooker. Front of the rim, no. Thomas with the rebound. New 20 in the shot clock for the Blue Jays. Under 8 minutes to play here in this second half. Rhodey to Hooker for three. And it goes over the backboard and out of bounds. So we'll take a timeout here. 7:31 remaining here. Blue Jays by 3, 58-55. We'll take a timeout as well. You're logged on to BlueJayTV.com. To R.A. Faginal Hall, 7 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in regulation of this second round matchup between Elmhurst and Pomona-Pitzer. My name is Mark Kruger, joined by our producer and director Ashley Liljeberg. We thank you for logging on to BlueJayTV.com. The winner will move on to the Sweet 16 round next weekend against the winner of the Wisconsin-Platteville-Calvin game. King inside, no, got it back. Brings it out. 3-ball, Eberly. That's off the mark. Rebound to Rhodey. Eberly with just one field goal in the second half. Drews in transition. Bryce Drews with the lay-in. And the Blue Jays back up by 5. Under 7 minutes to go. Mora, beautiful move into the lane, lost it, whistle and a foul. Well, here's another look at it. Mora, he likes to get to the rack. Levon picks up his fourth. And it looks like Coach Baines is going to get Thomas out of the game with the 4 fouls. 6:49 left. First free throw is good by Mora. Johnson into the game along with Zapinski. Hooker comes out along with Thomas. Second free throw by Mora is good. Those are the first 2 points for Mora in the second half, those 2 free throws. He's got 13. Sage Hens are within 3. Rhodey from about 25 back to the iron. No, tapped out by Johnson. Jinko tracks it down and a new 20-second shot clock for Elmhurst. Zapinski at the free throw line, yes. 7 now for Jonathan Zapinski. And the Blue Jays back up by 5. Mora faked the 3, drives into the lane, shot off the front of the rim, no. King got the offensive rebound. It was knocked out of bounds by Drews. Sage Hens ball. Militello checking back in for the Blue Jays. Out goes Drews. Bryce Drews with quality minutes off the bench tonight. Quality minutes from Jinko and Sapinski. The bench has done an outstanding job tonight for Elmhurst. Boyle. Jinko on him. Mora now guarded by Militello. 10 on the shot clock. Inside to Boyle. His fadeaway jumper. No good. Johnson with the rebound. Janko stops at the elbow. Here's Johnson penetrating. Ocean to the left hand. Nobody was fouled by King. And for King, that'll be his third. Ocean Johnson to the line for the first time tonight. Ocean hit a couple of clutch threes from that left corner earlier in this half. And he'll have a couple of free throws here. 5:33 left. Ty Bergman back into the game for the Sagehens. He comes in for King. Coach Baines looks up at the scoreboard. Second free throw by Johnson is good. 7 now for Ocean. Ocean 7. 63-57. Blue Jays by 6. Inside to Eberle. Eberle with a nice move and scores. Matthew Eberle with 19. And the Sagehens are within 4. Janko jogs it over, gets the play from Coach Baines. Into the corner is Johnson. Shot clock down to 10. Into the corner, Johnson for 3. Tapped around, Zapinski with a big offensive rebound. Rohde's looking for the ball. Janko into the corner instead to Johnson. Janko, I think, thought he got fouled, and now he does get fouled. Careful, Don. Foul is on Brendan Mora. Starting to get heated up just a little bit here. You see Mora is diving for the ball. For Mora, that's his third. Well, don't check that. That's his first. That's his first personal. It's the team's 5th. Here's Rohde for 3 from the top of the key. Rebound to Boyle. 4:20 remaining. Blue Jays by 4. Cookson on the drive. Cookson. Whoa! Blocked by Zapinski, but they're going to call Jonathan with some body contact. John Baines off the bench, the official telling him to calm down. Take another look at it here. Well, there was some body contact, but it looked like he got all ball up top, but down low there may have been some contact. Cookson's first trip to the foul line. Cookson's first free throw is good. Joe with 3. 4:03 left. (63-60). Second free throw, no good. 3-point lead for the Blue Jays. Rohde into the lane, gives it out to Militello. Under 4 minutes to go. Next dead ball, we'll have an official's timeout. And there it is. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well here. 3:47 remaining in regulation. The Blue Jays lead it by 3, 63-60. You are logged on to BlueJayTV.com. To R.A. Fagnall Hall. Well, good free throw shooting by the Sagehens. keeping them in this game. They are 11 of 13 from the foul line here in the second half. The Blue Jays, by the way, have hit 5 from downtown in the second half. 2 by Rhodey, 2 by Johnson, and a triple by Bryce Drews. Meanwhile, the Sage Hens with just 1 3-ball made in the entire second half. That coming by Pete Boyle. Wow, what a game. I guess this is why they call this March Madness, folks. As we watch this one unfold, the final 3:42. Blue Jays with the ball leading by 3. Rhodey with 1 second on the shot clock, no good. Mora got the rebound. Boy, that was a great play by Jake just to get the ball off. Again, with just 1 second on the shot clock. Mora lost it, Boyle flips it back. Mora tried to save it, but he could not. Sage Hens with the turnover. Bryce Drews comes into the game for Jay Militello. 3:17 remaining. Levon Thomas out there with 4 fouls. 3:17 left. Levon comes up, sets the screen. Jinko will take the 12-footer, yes. Dom Jinko with 12. 8 of his 12 coming here in the second half. 5-point lead for the Blue Jays. Eberle puts it up, no, tapped out by Thomas. Levon touched it last, I believe. Yes, it will go to the Sage Hens. And back into the game is Jonathan Zapinski, the big Texan. Also coming into the game is Jay Militello. So Coach Baines goes offense-defense here. 2 very good defenders. Of course, Zapinski, a very good shot blocker. 2:45 to go. Mora, whistle away from the ball. Johnson and Eberle were battling down in the paint. And I think they're going to hit Ocean with the foul, indeed. For Ocean Johnson, it's his second. Again, offense, defense now. Thomas back in, Bryce Drews back in. 2:41 left. Eberle to the foul line. He is 1 of 2 from the foul line tonight. He is looking for his 20th point of the game. Blue Jays have 2 timeouts left. The Sage Hens with just 1 timeout remaining. Keep that in mind. Eberle, nothing but net. 21 points for Matthew Eberle. It is a 1-possession game. 65-62 Blue Jays. 2.5 minutes left. Going to get fouled, put up the shot. The foul is on Cookson, and so that'll put Rhodey to the line here. Watch Rhodey. Cookson committed, and he hammered Rhodey, and Jake just decided to throw it up. It'll be the 16th foul. Are they saying it was in the act of shooting? Or was his feet behind the arc? No, but they're saying it wasn't the act of shooting, so it's going to be 2 shots. I think the officials were figuring it out whether or not it was 2 or whether or not Rhodey was behind the arc. So he's going to get 2 free throws here. Eberle with the foul, by the way, his second. Rhodey with 20 points tonight. Zapinski, Militello back in. Jake trying to tie Matthew Eberle for scoring leaders. They both have 21. 21 for Rhodey, 21 for Eberly. Blue Jays by 4, 66-62. Oh, a near steal by Johnson. It was deflected, so it's not a backcourt. Not a backcourt because it was deflected. 12 on the shot clock, though. Shot clock down to 8. Mora kicks it out. 3-ball. Cookson. Yes. Joe Cookson hits the triple. That's where he had the game-winning 3 in yesterday's win against the University of Northwestern St. Paul. Timeout taken by John Baines. We'll keep it here. 1:43 left. 30-second timeout taken by John Baines. Joe Cookson hitting a huge 3 for the Sage Hens as he knocks it down from the left corner. And the Sage Hens are within 1. 66-65. Elmhurst capturing its second conference title in 3 years, knocking off Augustana, knocked off Wheaton in the semis, and then knocked off the number 4 seed North Central in the championship game to get the automatic bid. All right, after the Blue Jay 30-second timeout, Bryce Drews will inbound it. Get it into Jenko. Sage Hens man-to-man defensively. Thomas comes up, sets a screen. Rhodey penetrates, dishes it inside to Thomas, who lays it in. Beautiful pass by Jake Rhodey. The Blue Jays by 3. 1:20 left. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. Eberly backing in on Johnson. Turnaround is no good. Battle for the loose ball. It's picked up by Bergman. Cookson drives, got cut off. 10 on the shot clock. Mora for 3. Back of the iron, no good. Long rebound to Johnson. Blue Jays have the ball, leading by 3. Under a minute left. See if Coach Baines calls a timeout here. No, instead he holds up 5 fingers. Rhodey dribbling up top. Works around a Drew screen. Now here's Bryce Drew. Shot clock down to 4. Jenko spins. Jenko, scoop shot. Yes! Timeout! Dom Jenko with a beautiful scoop shot. Timeout taken by the Sage Hens. Well, did they call a timeout? Why did they stop the clock then? It's got to be a timeout here. 70-65. Well, the scoreboard is still showing each team has 1 timeout. All right, so nobody called a timeout apparently. Blue Jays by 5. Cookson, double team. Cookson splits the defenders. Eberly looking to break free, puts up a 3. No! Thomas with the rebound! And a foul! And 6-10 seconds remaining. Coach Baines going offense and defense. Hooker, Militello. Zapinski is coming in for Thomas. Thomas the shooter. It's a 17 foul, so it's a 1-and-1 situation here. Right now it's a 2-possession game, 70-65. 13 and 6-10 seconds remaining. Levon is 2 for 4 from the line tonight. Points for Thomas. What a second half by the Blue Jays. Again, showing the balanced offensive attack. Second free throw is good. Sage Hens. Well, right now they're not calling. We'll see if they get on over half court before they call a timeout. But it's a 7-point advantage. Get it into Cookson. They are not calling a timeout. Boyle for three. Yes, and now the timeout. Pat Boyle hits a big three for the Sage Hens, and they call their final timeout of the game. 8 and 3/10 seconds remaining. 4-point lead for the Blue Jays, 72-68. The Blue Jays are just 8 seconds away from heading to the Sweet 16 round for the second time in the last 3 years. If they hold on, they will be playing either the University of Wisconsin-Platteville or Calvin in the Sweet 16 round next weekend. Dates and times won't be announced from the NCAA until tomorrow night. What a game. The Blue Jays were down 14. I can't emphasize that enough. But a huge second half. I tell you, this crowd had a lot to do with it. When the Blue Jays came out to warm up for the second half, they were greeted by a standing ovation from this crowd. And then as a hard foul on Rhodey, the foul on Hayden Moser. Keep your poise, guys. Keep your poise. Rhodey will shoot one of the bonus. Militello will check back in along with Zapinski. Jake looking to rile up the crowd here. Hands up in the air. Zapinski and Hooker back in. It has been an absolute total team effort. Jake Rhodey will have one in the bonus here. 7.5 seconds left. The Sage Hens are out of timeouts. Rhodey hits the first. And I'll tell you what, the guys on this Blue Jays team that were on this team 2 years ago, Rhodey, Thomas, Militello, Janko, and Merritt, they were supposed to play in a Sweet 16 game 2 years ago. Well, guess what? They're going to play in one this year. Mora driving into the lanes, puts it up and in. Brendan Mora with the bucket, and that should do it. And a foul with less than a second to go. 74-70. And again, the Sage Hens cannot stop the clock. They're on a timeout. Jonathan Zapinski to the line. One and the bonus. Zapinski hits that free throw, and that'll do it. The Blue Jays of Elmhurst University win it by 6, 76-70. They will move on to the Sweet 16 round next weekend. For the Sage Hens, their season ends with a record of 22-5. The Blue Jays now improve to 24-6. Elmhurst now 14-1 for the season here at R.A. Fagnall Hall, their final game of the year here at home. The scoring leaders for you, for the Sage Hens. Malarkey and Moser each with 5, Cookson with 6, Boyle with 14, Mora with 15. Matthew Eberly, the senior, had 21 points for the Sageheads. Meanwhile, for the Blue Jays, look at that scene on the floor as the student body jumping up and down with the Blue Jays. Unbelievable scene here at R.A. Faginal Hall. The Blue Jays, Bryce Drews with 5, Jay Militello with 2, Johnson with 7, Hooker with just 3, Zapinski with 8, Levon Thomas with 13, Dom Janko with 14, and the game high score, Jake Rohde with 23 points tonight. So the Blue Jays, congratulations to Coach Baines and the Blue Jays as they move on to the Sweet 16 round for the second time in the last 3 years. So for Ashley Liljeberg, Mark Kruger saying so long from Elmhurst, Illinois. Again, the Blue Jays come away with a second round victory. 76-70 is your final score. Have a great weekend. So long, everybody.